Okay, so this week's response to an article, Should All Women Heed the Author's Advice to Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. So first is, what does it mean to lean in for women in the workplace? Sheryl Sandberg, the person this article is about, advised women to lean into their careers and embrace ambition and resisting the tendency to hold back due to actual or anticipated challenges in negotiating work-life balance. So it means to be more assertive and move into more of a leadership role rather than a supporting one, and not allowing many of the things that we find difficult to balance when it comes to our work and our home lives. So that would be non-supportive husbands or children, division of labor amongst the husband and wife or the domestic partners, the unpaid work, so to speak, in terms of like household chores, children, school, any of the things that you have to do to maintain your life at home. So it's a movement to have all women take a more aggressive approach to being successful in the workplace without allowing the home responsibilities to hold you back. So that's what it means to lean in, taking responsibility for your own successes and not allowing anything to deter you from that. Why might Sandberg's advice be corrupted by her status as an ultra-rich, white, educated woman? I think it's very easy to use her accolades against her. She has a lot of help in terms of her education, class, position, money, and the supportive husband that allows her to approach her career in such an aggressive, unapologetic way. And then she could also get more help, or as the book terms it, domestic outsourcing, that allows it to be easier for her to be more assertive in her workplace, and allows her to alleviate some of her home demands and focus more on her work and her ability to create a personality that is looked upon as a leadership in her profession. Not to mention that her education, I guess the article said that it was Harvard educated, so she has that also to kind of show some sort of that shows, it gives her, a sense of a privilege, but like a one-up on other people. Like her education allows her to, has a privilege, it has something backing her up to allow for her to be aggressive in her workplace, and people will take her seriously even though she's a woman. So that's helpful. She also has a lot of people backing her up. According to the article, her husband's very supportive. And so, I don't know if I didn't read too much into what he does, but, he would be like the non-traditional belief, be like almost the house husband. But again, because of her money or her wealth, she can outsource many of the labor of work, so she can, utilize in-home nannies, and she could, hire a cleaning service to care for her 9,000 square foot home. So a lot of those things that plague the everyday couple doesn't really apply to her because of her situation and status. So I think that having all of those challenges that a normal family would face kind of get alleviated and pushed off to the side because she has the money to offset that. Not to mention, she has the prestige of having an education from an Ivy League school that gives her more credibility in the workforce. And also, she has a lot of high-ranking friends that also help boost her in terms of what would be the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word has left me, but reputation, like boost her reputation in terms of being a leader. You know, she has a lot of people that are behind her that are big names, not to mention, you know, prestigious Ivy League school education and money. And then the fact that, you know, she's able to rise above and complete all these things. So it would be easier for her to work with this movement and say how easy it is when she has so many things to help her in that situation. The next question is, do you think that Li Ning could disadvantage some women in the workplace? Why or why not, and where? So I think Li Ning could have some negative ramifications in the workplace. Remembering back a few chapters ago, it was talking about how hiring managers like to look for like a personable, well-liked personality for their women candidates, and the idea of being aggressive and going against the normal grain of how women and men are in the workforce and how they find the work-home life balance. You know, the breadwinner, the typical man is the provider of the household. Having a woman come in there being assertive and aggressive in her approach to not caring, or not the right term, but, you know, not allowing her home life responsibilities stop her from being a success in her workplace. I think that personality could be construed as aggressive and not something that they would like to work with. So I feel that maybe that could deter their career and their opportunities in terms of like hiring them, because they are not the likable personality or the fit that they are looking for. And that really could be anywhere. It's in terms of like, like I said, you have to get through the hiring process. If you're proving to be a difficult personality and aggressive in your route to success and becoming a leader, some may find that that might off-put them and make them not want to hire you. And that can go into a lot of careers that are driven by men. Or there's a lot of men in there and the women are in the supportive roles and they kind of like to keep it there. So that could be something that would be a disadvantage for the women in the workplace. And then how might the idea of leaning in appeal or not to a woman who is pregnant? Well, I'm not sure how. When you're pregnant, you have like a influx of hormones and a bonding experience. You know, you want to do what's best for your child, and you want to take an active role in participating in their rearing and raising. You want to be there. Honestly, I feel like most people become parents. They want to be there to see their children grow, and you want safety and what's best for them. I know that as much as I love to work, it is hard to find a daycare and someone I trust to take care of my children. You know, and I never found a career that I am so passionate and in love with that I would give up being a mom to my children. You know, having fun with them, and that's the whole reason I had kids. So I feel like trying to do that to a person who's is about to become a parent would be almost like a turnoff, wanting to shut off or pass off your duties in order to be successful in your career. Although I've always wondered why it has to be one or the other. If you're passionate about your career and you want a family, I don't see why you have to choose one or the other, because men don't. And I'm sure you could be good at both, you know. But that's why I would think it might not appeal to women. Just the idea of outsourcing, if you will, your responsibilities at home and to pursue a more leadership role in work, which in turn would take you away from take away your time from your home and children, especially like being a new mom and having a newborn. The time goes by so fast, it's so fleeting, that I feel like that could almost be a turnoff for leaning in. Thank you and have a good night.